We're right at just under 36 inches on the back. So you figure if we get another inch and a half, we'll probably be 37 and a half like we are in the front as well. All right, so we are around back. Got both the rear wheels off, got it on jack stands, and I just have the jack underneath the rear differential here. I think it's pretty safe to assume that the front was worked on much more recently than the rear. Everything is a little rusted back here. Bolts are pretty seized up, so I sprayed everything down with some liquid wrench, and so far all I've done is I've taken the upper nut. It's just a 12 millimeter nut, and then the upper bushing, which was going through here and holding the sway bar in place. So I did that on both sides, so that just dropped down. Not 100% sure if it needed to be, but it looks like it's pretty stretched down anyway, so I wanted to go ahead and make sure that that wasn't causing us any issues. Now really all the rest is fairly simple. We should just have to take the shocks off both sides, and then we should be able to lower this back down and kind of get these springs out and then put the new ones in. It looks like it's a 15, nope, 17 up here. Alright, so the bottom bolt came right out. Top bolt still not wanting to come out. I find a wrench that'll fit on here. Probably just have to use an adjustable. Top grommet. Now it should just fall out if we pull the bottom off here. Alright, so we got the other side in, got the new shock in, new spring in, and I got the jack on that side, jacked that side up to push this side down. This should almost give me enough room to get the new spring in. If not, what I had to do on the other side, I couldn't push down and get the spring in there at the same time. So you need a second person really to help push that down. But how I got around it was I just grabbed the bottle jack and used that and pushed it down, so I was able to get the spring in. But it looks like this side's going down low enough on its own, so it should be all right and be able to just put that in there. So I got this piece, the bump stop, just reusing the factory one. Spring goes in, and yeah, actually this side just going right in there. And I'll go ahead and let the other side down, and that'll put the tension back on this spring. There's a stop right here where you just twist the spring till the end hits right there. But it's as easy as that to get in there. So then we just need our new shock. And new shock hardware. Clean that lower shock mount here is a little banged up. I'm gonna go ahead and sand that down, put some oil on that where I put the shock on there. I'm not gonna put the shock all the way on tight, kind of slide it in a little bit. I put her bolt in just to hold everything in place. Now, ideally, you'd like to hold this into position, and when it comes undone, this will shoot into spot. But we got to put the washers and everything on there, so it's not going to make much difference. We got our bolt. Got to put a washer on there. Now we got to try to get this lined up and in the hole. Alright, it's kind of in the hole, so I'm going to go ahead and get the jack and jack up this side to push that all the way through. One thing I forgot to do before that, before you jack it all the way up, you're going to want to jack it up a little bit, get your other bushing on there, because you're not going to be able to fit it on there once it's jacked up. Washer on there. Now there's just enough, kind of have to squeeze down on here to get this nut started. Now, one thing I found out on the other side is you can't go all the way tight with this ratchet end, because then you're not able to get the wrench out. So periodically check to make sure you can actually get your wrench out of there. So now I just gotta use the open end so I can actually keep my wrench. So now I just gotta tighten this bottom bolt, and that'll pull everything tight down on the bottom. I gotta look up what the torques are for these, but when I was taking them off, they weren't torqued very tight. It just felt snug, because I was able to just give it a good yank and it broke loose. So now all that's left is we gotta put our sway bar links back in there. Just put the bushings back on top. and our bolt through. I'll go ahead and put the other side through and then tighten those down, and then we should be ready to put the wheels back on and set this on the ground. Alright, so there it is, all on the ground. Let's see. Oh, actually we're at just over 38, so we did get about, well, we were at 36 before, so we got 2 inches in the back. More on this side, 38.5, so yeah, probably gonna just have to drive that around a bit and get everything to settle. But we got about 1.5 inches in the front, 2 inches in the back of lift over where we were sitting. It should be about 3 inches over stock, but so we did have some aftermarket parts in there. We had these Bilsteins, which I think the front was replaced and the back, I think the front was lifted a bit with those. The back was just replaced, the shocks replaced. So no big, so the biggest difference is going to be in the back. And that's also where I felt the most fatigue after a little bit of driving on the trails with that. So hopefully that's fixed. We'll drive this around a little bit, get some miles on it, come back, retorque everything, and then we'll see how it handles on some trails. So that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, hit that thumbs up button. If you'd like to see more videos like this in the future, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next time.